Hi there, friends. I'm meteorologist Robert Speta, always doing our best to keep you informed and updated on what's happening in the tropics. Today we have now Hurricane Humberto, a Category 1 expected to become a major hurricane with a high chance of tropical development from a separate area now located over the Turks and Caicos, moving off towards the north, and is likely going to be named Imelda. Now, we don't do hype in these videos. That's never our goal. But I am going to be transparent. I'm going to let you know what we know right now and what we should know as we go ahead over the course of the next 24 hours. First and foremost, as far as impacts on the first coast and the east coast of Florida, Sunday through about Tuesday, we're going to see those highest risk with that chance of some coastal rip currents, rough surf, and even some coastal showers. But the big thing is the exact track remains rather uncertain. And there's a few reasons for this. So let's break it down. Number one is where the storm system is located right now. It moved over Hispaniola, which almost split it in half. And we have come at a low-level center just south of the island and another one towards the north. Now, most model guidances are picking up on this just towards the north over the Turks and Caicos, and thus the track kind of is a little bit further towards the east. But if this low-level center relocates even just a bit towards the west, that can change up the setup and how much of an impact we're going to have here on the state of Florida. And then Humberto, which is a hurricane. Now, this is going to be more or less a fish storm outside of our friends in Bermuda. You're definitely going to get some impacts from this as it intensifies up to that major hurricane status and pulls off towards the north. But the stronger Humberto is in our forecast, the more likely we could see it interact with Imelda towards the south and west and cause it and grab it more or less and pull it towards the east. A lot of our spaghetti plots even show this. So Humberto moves off towards the north, and you can see with some of the guidance here. And let's actually zoom right in on it, get you a little bit closer look at the different models. You see how some of them actually make a right-hand turn right like that, or maybe even a few of the guidances, including something like the ECMWF, has it stalling out off of the coast of South Carolina and then shifting towards the east, while a good bulk of the models has it coming onshore. Why these different setups? Well, it's Humberto. How close they can get now? The magic number is about 800 to 900 miles. Closer than that, Humberto will definitely grab this and pull it east. But if we do see that slight shift towards the west and Humberto doesn't intensify quite as much as we were originally expecting, then you would see this track closer to Georgia or South Carolina here. So thus you have that spread in the model guidance. It's not your typical setup. And when you have an interaction like this, there's just so many dynamics in the atmosphere you have to take into play that the models do have a hard time grasping onto it. I can tell you what I think right now. I think that it's going to move off towards north, probably stall out right near Georgia or South Carolina, and then eventually come on shore or linger there and get kicked off towards the north and east while staying towards the east of Florida. But you can see right here, it's a little too close for comfort. And even a slight shift towards the west by 50 to 100 miles can definitely change conditions for the east coast of Florida and southeastern areas of Georgia. For now, you're going to be looking at breezy conditions, maybe 20, 30 miles per hour along the coast with that rough surf. But like I said, a slight change can really change up the whole forecast here. And you see right here, this is the ECMWF, actually a broader view, showing this kind of lingering and not getting that full grasp of Humberto and pulling it towards the east. Right there. You see how it just kind of lingers right off the southeastern coastline and then eventually comes on shore, and all the while pushing up tides, causing that to back up, bringing coastal showers, even that chance of some rainfall. And this is also going to be sitting over warm sea surface temperatures, allowing to maintain that intensity. So this is why we don't have a name yet. But I really think, and once we do get a name, by the way, it should be not even before prior to getting a name, we're probably going to get a potential tropical cyclone out of it, which means the warnings could go up before it's actually named. It's a new product from about 5 years ago. The National Hurricane Center started doing that, so we can get the warnings before it's actually developed fully. Yeah. Anyways, Gabrielle's right there. That's post-tropical, nothing I am worried about, at least at this time, unless you're in the I guess I shouldn't say that, because if you're out in Portugal, it's going to be a rough couple of days because of this storm system as it pushes on shore. It's post-tropical, but still creating some big waves and windy conditions for places like the Azores. All right, so Bermuda, probably direct impacts of a hurricane here as that kicks on by, and for the East Coast, there's a lot of uncertainty, but I do think you're going to have a pretty potent storm system offshore at one point. Could be a tropical storm. but it's going to be a lot of waves, and then it lingers. It's just so uncertain. I'm telling you, and I try to be transparent as possible in these videos, and that's the whole point of making them, sitting at the desk versus being in front of the TV, to give you as much information as possible. So continue to check back in. We got live updates on First Coast News Plus at 11 with the latest information. So we'll have more information then.